Ciao a tutti, welcome back to my channel. I am Martina and today we're talking tips and hacks. Often when we think about online language learning, we think about the great resources that we have available like Duolingo, flashcard apps like Anki or Memrise, even LinkU, and other applications. Sometimes YouTube or podcasts come to mind, but today I want to give you little tips and tricks on how to use technology to your advantage in language learning. The first issue that my students encounter when they are studying or doing homework or simply just reading, it's obviously the translation. What happens if there is a word that I don't know? I have a solution for you. No, it's not Google Translate, but it is a Google Chrome extension. Now, if you don't know what extensions are little apps, if you want, for Google Chrome that help you to do something. Let me show you how it works. The first thing you have to do is to type in Chrome extension. And here, type in Rememberry. Here it is. So all you do is click on adding on Chrome and it tells you here, welcome. If you want here, there is a brief how-to video, but just to give you a little example. So you can pin it here so it stays there all the time. So what Rememberry actually does, first of all, it gives you an instant translation. So for example, you're reading Roma, Palazzo Barberini, su una parete spicca. What's spicca? You double click the word, a little pop-up comes up, you click on it, and you have the translation, several of them. Now you can stop right here and have it like a helper if you want. You can choose your own language if English is not your first language. But what you can also do, for example, fanciulla, it's now another weird word. On top of getting a translation, you can listen to it. Fanciulla. And the best part, you can even save the word. Now if you look at here, you have a little number 1. If you click on it, it shows you that you have one card saved. Let's leave it for now. Let's move on. I'm gonna save just a few random words just to show you. Every time you have to click on save. The cool part about Rememberry is that when you find a verb, for example, you double click it here, it gives you also the right tense. Obviously, this cannot be the exact translation, but it's telling you in this sentence, this is what it means. This is the verb to write, from scrivere. Okay, so now that you have saved, you have 7 words here. I want you to know that Rememberry has a pro version, so not all of the features are for free. What I'm showing you here is the free version. Start, trovati, is it found? Yes, okay, this was easy. Delineando. Outlining, okay, this was hard, so on and so forth. And it shows you how many you have here. Now, once you've repeated your cards, they become temporarily unavailable. After some time, you'll be asked to repeat them in order to hold knowledge. And this is what I love about Rememberry. Now, if you feel you don't have enough control, what you can do is click here and go on settings. Now, on settings, you can see your deck right here. And you see all of your words. You can edit them, you can change it. If, for example, fanciulla is too easy, or trovati. There you go, trovati, you don't like this word, you just delete it. You can create new decks and say, for example, this is the deck of the article about Raffaello that we read, or this is the deck about animals or difficult verbs, etc. And the best part is that you can export them. So you can export them as a JSON or CVS, which is compatible with Anki. The second tip I want to give you is about finding authentic material. Now, I know that living abroad, not living in Italy, it's a little bit difficult to find authentic material, but also stuff that is relevant. And this is a bigger tip. This is actually a language tip. Sorry, I can't help myself. But for example, let's say that you are passionate about bicycles, cycling. That could be excellent material to read. But how do you find authentic material? Here's the tip. Okay, so we said that you are passionate about bicycles. And you know that in Italian you say bicicletta, and you want to read about blogs, about bikes, right? Bicicletta blog. Now, as you can see, most of the results, if not all of them, yes, all of them are in English. You can find something, but it's really, really difficult to come across Italian authentic material. So what you can do is simply click on Settings right here, go on Languages, and select Italiano, which will synchronize to Italiano for the search results as well. You click Save, okay, and all of a sudden, here it tells you, do you want me to translate in English? No, don't do that. Thank you very much. But as you can see here, all of the results are in Italian. You can read stories in Italian with the help, if you want, of Rememberry. If you are a beginner instead and you're struggling in writing in Italian, or you make a lot of mistakes maybe in agreement with gender and number, verbs, etc., a good tip that I use myself with Spanish, especially with accents, is to add a language to your phone keyboard. It's very easy to get suggestions of words that are similar in what you're about to type. And even with the predicted text, they kind of help you to put prepositions and all the other little words in place. It's really, really helpful. Now, let's talk about listening. I know that for a lot of students, listening, it's very, very difficult, because sometimes when we listen to podcasts, videos, or even that audio file that we have as homework, there is one little chunk, one little sentence that we can't quite understand. So what can we do about it? Well, it depends with which platform you're working with. However, let's say that your teacher gave you an MP3 file, or that you're listening to a podcast, and it's very difficult for you to kind of figure out that specific sentence. How many times has it happened to all of us, really? My solution is OneNote or Microsoft Word. If you don't have the Microsoft package, don't worry, I'll give you another solution in a second. So let's say that you are really brave and you are listening to a podcast for native speakers. Very often they speak super fast, especially on the radio. It's a kind of a style. So sometimes it's very difficult to grasp what they're saying. So, for example,
ci voleva una bella puntata ambient, rilassante, di ascolto. Poi oggi daremo luce a tutti gli intro degli album, degli EP.
Tutti gli intro dell'album. It's complicated. So what can you do about it? You open a new tab, you go on Drive, here we go, and you click on Nuovo Documento or New Document. So you go on Tools and you click on Voice Dictation or Digitazione Vocale if you have it in Italian like me. Okay, so this is off. Now what you can do, and this is purely for your own usage, but I like to split it like this, half of the screen, like that. And what I do is I click here, I allow the microphone. So this is very important in the terms of using it. So you have to first click play on whatever you're listening and then click the microphone. So I'm gonna go a little backwards, here you go. Press play and then the mic.
Ascolto. Poi oggi daremo luce a tutti gli intro degli album, degli EP, a tutti quei brani che rimangono un po' nella penombra, ma che secondo me rivelano sempre la vera intimità di chi le ha composte. Ma sì.
So, as you can see here, there are some things that are not perfect. However, you have a transcription of what you're listening, and the radio, being an Italian radio, doesn't offer transcripts at all. So this is a way, I'm not saying this is good for a whole radio episode transcript, because after a while Google kind of falls behind and you cannot keep it up for a whole episode. It's very, very useful to grasp those chunks that are very, very difficult to understand. And always speaking about understanding YouTube videos, listening, let me give you 2 more tips on this. You go on YouTube, you want to find something that is relevant to you. So let's say, for example, that you love your plants. You type in cura delle piante, for example. What you can do is click on the filters right here. You can have sottotitoli or closed captions. Usually it's written as CC. right here. So if you click, they automatically filter videos that have subtitles. So no matter which video you're choosing, all of them have subtitles. Now the important thing is that these are subtitles put by the author. They're not automatic closed captions usually. So if you click here, you have them right here. And if they're not activated, you simply click on this little square right here. And to check if there are automatic captions or actually uploaded by the owner of the channel, you can go on settings, check on subtitles, you see automatically generated or Italian. That means that they have uploaded their own subtitles and they are accurate. The second tip that I can give you about YouTube is to remove subtitles. And if, for example, the video speed is too fast, what you can do is click again on settings and change the speed to 0.75. So as you can see, the video slows down, but so does the audio. So it's basically as if they're slowing down and enunciating more clearly. So last but not least, this is not a hack or a tip. It's more of a suggestion to spruce up your language learning. I know that many of us use flashcards to review vocabulary, spaced repetition, etc. But, and correct me if I'm wrong, often, especially when we go on vacation, we just want to relax. And something that I personally love is crosswords and word search. Now, here I live in the US, so it's very easy to just walk to the Dollar Tree or the 99-cent and pick up a very cheap word search in my target language, and it's perfect. However, what can you do if your target language is not available at the dollar store of the place where you live? I have a solution for you. So let's see how to DIY word search. Now you have to go back to Google Drive again. You create new and you go on other and connect other apps. And you click here and you search literally word search game with Google Drive. There you go. So you click here, you install it, then you go back to new, other, word search game with Drive. The beauty of this is that you can type in your own words, so it doesn't matter what level you're in. Or alternatively, you can select a file from Google Drive from a document you already have. I click here and I want the basic adjectives. See, it gives you suggestions on your files already. It opens, create word search for this file. There you go. The neatness of this is that if you can't really find them, you can actually click on them and they show them to you. And I think that this is a fun way to spend time with the language. Obviously, this is not a way to learn your target language, but it's a fun way to spruce up your practice and your reviewing of the vocabulary. So did you know all of these tips? Do you know any other that I haven't mentioned? Let me know here in the comments. So thank you so much for sticking around. If you liked this video and considered it useful, please consider subscribing. And if you'd like to know more about me, hang out, listen to more Italian, you can find me on Instagram where I post almost every day. So I'll see you in the next video. Buona giornata e a presto. Ciao!